Welcome back to the class. Today we are going to look at the RAND function. We're going to use the RAND function to do tasks that has to do with random generation of numbers. Now, follow me into the class. Let's see how this function can help us to do that. Okay, welcome back to the class. Now, in this class, we are going to be looking at the RAND function. The RAND function is an arithmetic function. Now, the RAND function in Excel is used to generate a random decimal number between 0 and 1. So it is exclusive of 1. Of course, it's just between 0 and 1. So you need to understand that it's not going to show you 1, but it's going to generate value between 0 and 1. So it's often used for simulations, for random sampling, and other scenarios where random numbers are needed. So maybe you're trying to make a calculation, you're trying to multiply any number by 1 or whatever it is that you're doing, but that number cannot be above 1. It must be between 0 and 1. And you're trying to use it randomly. So you can use the random. So what I'm saying is, let's say you have, because in analysis, because some of these functions are useful for analysts. Sometimes we look at some functions like, what can I use this for? What am I generating random number for? I mean, when you become an analyst, you understand that statistical analysis requires sampling. And there are times when you want to use number samples from between 0 and 1 for your analysis. And so the RAND function is there to help you to generate those values. So it's random. All right. So if you use the equals int rand multiplied by 10 plus 1, it's going to give you between 1 and 10. So what it means is that you can tweak the random, what do you call it, function to even do some things that you really want, beyond what it does. Okay, so rand function takes no argument. It's just rand and open bracket and close. And then if you multiply rand by 100, then it will give you anything between 0 and 100. So the key features here is that the RAND function generates random numbers. It returns a random decimal from 0 to less than the value you multiply it with. Okay, and so let me just exclude you with all these mathematical greater than or equals to and less than or equals to the 10 or whatever number. So, but let's go into our Excel sheet and see what this random function does, because the random function is especially useful for modeling, for testing, and for generating randomized values. So let's see the Excel sheet. So let's see the Excel sheet. So let's see the Excel sheet and see how it's done here. So I want to generate any random value between, so this is the way you use it, equals sign, RAND. You don't type random, you just type rand. You press enter, it gives you any value. So you can see that the value is greater than 0 and is less than 1. Can you see that? So, and it's random. So it recalculates from every time to time. Once you do something else, it will change. Okay. So now, if we want to make it an integer value, we can put int. We can wrap the rand value around int and say, okay, multiply the random value by 10, and look at what it did. So the fact that the random function can only give you random value between 0 and, oh, sorry. Yes, greater than 1, less than, I mean, greater than 0, less than 1. Yes. So now, the fact that this random can do just this value, you can tweak it. That's what I've just done here. Converting it to integer. Integer turns value to. So let me remove integer and see the effect of what this will look like. This is what you will have. So this is what you have multiplied by 10. So anything that is going to give is going to be less than 10. Okay? But with the integer, I've turned it to a whole number. That's what the int function does. Turns value for you to a whole number. So you can see that it generates value from 0 to 10. So that's what this one means. So if I change this to 20, then it's still going to be anything from 0 to 20. So if I keep, can you see now? It gives me 16. So it's random, so it will keep changing. And the beauty of it is that you can copy down like this and have several series of random value, which maybe you want to multiply by a baseline value. Maybe you have a baseline value and you're trying to multiply random, you're trying to do a random calculation, and which means once it's random, it means it will change from time to time. Okay, so you can see that. You can see that we are getting different values over time because it's random. All right. So, and if it is this that we are using here, we can also have this value multiplied by this, and then let's say that's the random value you want to get. So you can see that you can use it for any kind of analysis, create a table and do your analysis. So the RAND function is a very useful function. So you can say equals RAND, and then you can say multiply by 100. So you are saying just give me any value between that. Can you see? Can you see that? Between that 0 and 100. So where you don't multiply it with any other thing, then it's going to stay as just less than 1, from 0 less than 1. But when you multiply it with another value, then you have increased the range of what the RAND function can do. Okay, so that's how we're going to stop here on the RAND function. So see you in another session. Bye for now.